The wind on planet Drovik 6 blew like knives through the broken metal of what was once a proud alien outpost. Charred remains of ships and shattered weapons covered the ground. Nothing moved now, except the soft, slow crunch of boots. Not alien. Boots, human. Captain Varnik of the Krin Empire, had been here before the war began. This planet had once been peaceful, rich with energy fields. Now it smelled like smoke and blood. His claws twitched as he stepped over a fallen warrior. Burned, precise shot to the throat, clean, no signs of panic or struggle. Varnik bent down, touched the blackened armor, and narrowed his yellow eyes. "He's back," he whispered. His unit shifted nervously. Everyone had heard the stories. A ghost in the trees, a shadow with a rifle, a human who killed without sound or mercy. Varnik stood and looked to the mountains in the distance. That's where the attacks always came from, high ground, perfect for a sniper. The Krin didn't know how to fight that kind of enemy. Their training was for open battle, glory, and speed. But this human didn't fight fair. He waited. He watched. He struck like lightning and vanished before anyone could scream. General Tar had once called him a mistake in the stars. Others called him Death's Finger. Varnik didn't believe in myths. Until Drovek-6. This was no myth. They had lost 40 soldiers in 2 nights. No sound, no warning, just flashes. Then bodies, always with a single shot. Always one kill. And then, silence. Varnik and his team of elite scouts had been sent to hunt the ghost. Track him. End him. That was 2 days ago. Now only 5 of them were left. He gave the signal. The team spread out, stepping quietly over the wreckage. They entered what remained of a communication tower. The walls were cracked, but the roof still gave some cover. Perfect spot to rest. Or bait. Zirn, the youngest, whispered, "Maybe he's not real." Varnik turned slowly, his eyes cold. "He's real. I saw what he did to Commander Rith, vaporized half his head, through armor." Zirn swallowed hard and stopped talking. A strange clicking sound echoed in the distance. The kind of sound metal makes when it cools after firing. Everyone froze, eyes wide. No one breathed. Then nothing. Hours passed. Dust blew. The sun sank low, casting long shadows. Varnik crouched behind the wall, trying to think like a sniper. "If I were human, where would I hide?" He scanned the cliffs. Nothing. Just rocks. But then, a flash of light, small, distant. "Not from the sun, down!" Varnik shouted. Zirn didn't move fast enough. His head snapped back. Blood sprayed the wall. He fell silently, one eye wide open, the other gone. The wound was a perfect circle, no extra damage. No mistake. Varnik pulled back, heart thudding. He stared at the cliff. Still nothing. How does he see us? One soldier whispered. Varnik didn't answer. He didn't know. That night they tried to sleep, no one could. They took turns watching the cliffs. Every time they blinked, they feared the next shot would come. But at morning came. The sniper had vanished again. One of the scouts' trek broke down. "We can't win. He's just one human. One. And we can't even find him." Varnik grabbed him. "Get up. He's not a god. He's flesh and bone. He bleeds." Trek looked at him. "Do you know that for sure?" Varnik didn't answer, because he didn't. Not really. He had fought many humans in the past. Brutal, yes. Brave, sure. But this one was different. The sniper didn't scream war cries. He didn't seek honor. He didn't care about power. He cared only about one thing, the perfect shot. Varnik now realized, this wasn't war. This was hunting. And they were not the hunters. They were prey. He turned to his last 2 soldiers. "We need to move. Now change location. Circle around. Take the caves. He can't shoot through stone." They nodded, pale and shaken dot as they left the tower. Varnak glanced once more at Zirn's body. He whispered, "Not for the soldier, but for the sniper. I will find you, human. I will face you. I will make you miss." But deep inside, he wasn't sure that day would ever come. Not with a sniper like that. The caves were cold and narrow. The walls dripped with moisture, and the air was thick with dust and silence. "Captain." Varnak led the last two soldiers deeper inside, moving slowly, scanning every shadow. No sound of footsteps echoed behind them, because they had learned to walk like ghosts. "Keep eyes forward," Varnak whispered. "No mistakes." They had lost Zirn to a single bullet, 1 second too slow, 1 heartbeat too loud. Now they didn't talk much. The sniper had trained them through fear, taught them to be quiet, small, and careful. But even with all that, none of them felt safe. Sakura, the female scout, gripped her plasma rifle so hard her claws dug into the metal. How can he see us from so far away? No drones, no sensors. And still he strikes before we move. Varnak didn't answer. Because he had the same question. He remembered something strange from the War Council old data from the first contact. Humans had something called sniper schools. Not just training, schools. Entire places built to teach one thing. Kill from far away, quietly, with focus, with patience. It was not natural. It was obsession. And the one hunting them now? He wasn't just a sniper. He was a master. After half an hour of walking, they reached a split in the cave. 2 tunnels, one led upward, one dipped lower into darkness. "Split," Varnak ordered. "Sakura with me. Trulk takes the high path. Watch for movement. Report anything strange." Trulk hesitated, then nodded and disappeared into the right tunnel. Varnak and Sakura moved left, deeper into the earth. The walls narrowed. Their armor scraped against the stone, but they kept going. 10 minutes passed. Then 20, no shots, no flashes. No noise, just the hum of their own breathing. Maybe they had lost him. Maybe the sniper didn't follow underground. But then Sakura stopped. She held up a shaking hand. "What is it?" Varnak asked, voice low. She pointed to the wall ahead. Someone had scratched something into the stone. Not in Krin language. In human, simple letters. "I see you." Sakura took a step back. Her breath caught in her throat. "He was here," she whispered. Varnak moved closer, touched the wall. The scratches were fresh. He turned around, aiming high-low everywhere. But the tunnel behind them was empty. A loud noise cracked through the cave. Not a shot. A scream. Trulk. They ran back the way they came, fast as they could, dodging sharp corners and loose rocks. After 2 minutes of running, they found him. Trulk's body was hanging from the ceiling by a rope, arms spread, head slumped. Still alive, barely. Varnak cut him down and caught him as he fell. Blood poured from a wound in his leg. "What happened?" Varnak demanded. Trulk could barely speak. "He didn't shoot me. He was already here, in the tunnel. He waited. He let me pass. Then he grabbed me, didn't say anything. Just stared." Varnak's skin crawled. Why didn't the sniper kill him? Why let him live? Trulk's eyes flicked up. He whispered something. Before he left. Sakura leaned in. "What did he say?" Trulk coughed blood. "He said, go home. You're not ready." Then Trulk went still. Not dead, but unconscious. Sakura looked at Varnak. This is a game to him. Varnak clenched his jaw. No, this is a message. The sniper had been inside the cave the whole time, watching. He could have killed them all. But he didn't. He wanted them to feel it. The fear. The weakness. The helplessness. Varnak stood and helped Sakura carry Trulk's body. They moved toward the exit. Every step felt heavier. Not because of the wounded soldier, but because of the weight in their minds. They had faced monsters before, giants, beasts, machines. But this This was different. The sniper didn't roar. He whispered. He didn't chase. He waited. And Varnak realized something terrifying. They weren't just losing this fight. They were part of someone else's hunt. And the sniper was still watching, somewhere close. They made it out of the caves just before nightfall. The sky above Drovik 6 was now purple with ash clouds, hiding the stars. Varnak looked around carefully. No sounds, no movement. But he no longer trusted silence. He and Sakra placed Trelk gently behind a broken wall and wrapped his leg with an energy bandage. The soldier was unconscious, his face pale and wet with sweat. He had lost too much blood. But they couldn't stop for long. "We have to signal the ship," Sakra whispered. Varnak shook his head. "If we activate a signal flare, the sniper will see it. It will give away our position." She looked at him. "So we just sit here? Wait to die?" "No," he said, eyes sharp. "We move carefully. We cross Sector 9. That's where the last dropship was shot down. We may find something useful there." She nodded, though doubt filled her face. She had started to believe what the others had whispered. Maybe you can't kill this human. Maybe he was trained not just to shoot, but to hunt everything that moved. They waited until full darkness. Then Varnak lifted Trelk onto his back, and they moved quickly through the ruins, avoiding open ground. Every broken ship or fallen wall was used for cover. They said nothing. Just eyes forward, steps slow, hearts loud. They reached Sector 9 just after midnight. It was worse than they remembered. The dropship was torn in half. Smoke still rose from the engines. Scattered bodies of Krin soldiers lay in twisted piles. But not a single body had a full head. Everyone had a hole clean through their helmet. Sakra turned away, sick rising in her throat. But Varnak crouched near one of the bodies, studying the entry wound. He touched the metal, then stood up. "He's using high-density tungsten rounds. Armor-piercing. That's not normal sniper gear. It's custom, military black market." Sakra stared. "How do you know that?" "I studied humans before the war," he said. "Most of them fire for center mass, but not this one. Every shot is a headshot. Every time." He pointed to the hills on the edge of the sector. "That's where the bullet came from. Long range, 500 meters minimum. Wind, gravity, movement. None of it matters to him. He calculates like a machine." Suddenly, a sound broke the air. A soft, echoing clink. Metal hitting stone. Both froze. Then a voice, calm, cold, male, came from a speaker hidden somewhere nearby. "You don't belong here." Varnak grabbed Sakra and rolled behind the wrecked engine. The voice spoke again. "You think you're hunting me? No. I let you live because I wanted to see how far you'd crawl." Sakra scanned the hills with her scope. Nothing, not even heat signatures. The voice continued. "Go back to your empire. Tell them there are humans they don't want to meet." Varnak stood slowly, out in the open, hands raised. "Show yourself." Silence, then a single red dot appeared on his chest. A laser. The sniper had a clear shot. Sakra screamed. "Captain, move!" But Varnak didn't. He stared at the dot. Then at the hills. "If you wanted me dead," he said, "I would already be dead." The red dot vanished. A second later, a small package fell from the sky, parachute deployed, landing softly at Varnak's feet. He opened it. Inside was a data stick. He looked up. Nothing. No shot. No movement. He and Sakra left the area fast, carrying the stick back toward the southern ridge. Hours later, in an abandoned Krin shelter, Varnak inserted the stick into a portable scanner. A video played. It showed helmet cam footage. Not from the sniper, but from a Krin scout. It showed the scout walking through the jungle. Then snap a shot. The screen shook. The scout fell. But before he died, the camera caught something. A human figure. Cloaked in shadows, kneeling. Calm, precise. And then He looked at the camera. He knew they were recording. He wanted them to see him. The face was hidden by a mask. But the eyes were cold. Focused. Deadly. Akra backed away from the screen. Why would he give this to us? She asked. Varnak stared at the image. He's not just warning us. He's making sure we never forget him. Sakura whispered. What kind of human does this? Varnak answered without blinking. The kind you pray never finds you again. Asterisk. The morning came slow and gray over the scorched hills of Drovik 6. Varnak hadn't slept. Neither had Sakura. Trulk's condition was getting worse. His breathing shallow, his eyes barely open. The bandage on his leg was soaked in dark blood. They didn't have time. Varnak stared at the sky. We send a signal now. Even if he sees it. Sakura looked at him. You said it would give away our position. I know, he said. But Trulk won't make it another day. And maybe that's what the sniper wants. She blinked. You want him to come? Varnak didn't answer. Instead, he pulled out a flare disc and pressed it into the dirt. With a soft hum, a blue beam shot upward, pulsing in the air like a heartbeat. They waited. Minutes passed. Then something strange happened. A message came through their comlink. A single line of human code. It read, I saw your flare, I'm coming. Sakura's heart froze. He's mocking us. No, Varnak said slowly. He's testing us. They dragged Trulk behind an old turret station and set up their rifles, aiming toward the northeast ridge. That was the most likely approach. The wind was blowing strong from that side. Any movement there would be easier to hear. Sakura scanned the area. No heat, no motion. Varnak narrowed his eyes. He's already in position. She turned to him. How do you know? Because that's what I do, he said. Get there first. Make them nervous. Hours passed. Still nothing. Then, near sunset, the silence broke. A soft voice crackled through their comlink again. This time, it was not a recording. It was live. Captain Varnak, the human said. You've learned well, moving through caves, choosing cover. You've even made me wait. Impressive. Varnak stood slowly, scanning every shadow. Show yourself. Not yet, the voice replied. Calm, even. Your wounded needs help. I can give it. Sakura frowned. Why would you help us? Because I want you to live, the human said. So you carry my message. The Krin Empire must learn this planet belongs to no one. Especially not you, Varnak spoke slowly. You fight alone. One man. How long do you think you can hold this place? The voice paused, long enough. A moment later, a small drone flew in from the ridge. It hovered silently, then dropped a silver pod on the ground before flying off. Inside the pod, medical foam, oxygen patches, and a human-made pain stabilizer. Sakura stared. He gave us this? Varnak applied the foam to Trulk's wound. It hissed and sealed the leg almost instantly. The color slowly returned to the soldier's face. Sakura looked around, confused. Why would a killer sniper help us? It doesn't make sense. Varnak stood, breathing hard. He doesn't kill for sport. He kills with purpose. And right now, we are not his purpose. A sharp crack echoed from the hills. A single shot. Both Varnak and Sakura dropped low, but it wasn't aimed at them. They looked west. A Krin gunship was falling from the sky. Its side had a single hole. Straight through the pilot's cabin. It exploded. Before it hit the ground. Sakura gasped. That was one of ours. Varnak whispered. He was watching them too. A second comline message arrived. This one chilled their bones. That gunship was here to burn the forest. To kill everything. Even you. Your leaders betrayed you. I didn't. Sakura turned pale. We were the distraction. Varnak's fists clenched. They sent us to die, to draw him out. Another soft message came through. Now you understand. You and I are not so different. The only real enemy is the one who sends others to bleed for power. The signal ended. Varnak stared into the distance, where the flames of the downed gunship lit the trees. That sniper, he wasn't just a soldier. He was something more. A protector, a ghost, a judgment. And Varnak wasn't sure anymore if he had come to kill the sniper or to learn from him. Trulk was breathing better now. The human medicine was too strong for Krin biology, but it worked. His body was still weak, but he could talk. Why did he help us? Trulk asked softly, eyes half open. Varnak didn't answer right away. He was staring at the smoke rising in the west. Another Krin gunship had been destroyed an hour ago. Same pattern. One shot. Straight through the cockpit. Nothing survived. Sakra stood guard, scanning the forest with her scope. He didn't have to save us, she said. But he did. Twice now. Varnak finally spoke. He's playing a larger game. Not just against us. Against our whole command. Trulk frowned. You think he wants us alive for a reason? Yes. Varnak said. He wants us to carry the story, spread the fear. That way, more soldiers will hesitate. Maybe they won't come. Maybe they'll think twice before landing here. Sakra shook her head. I don't understand. Why not just kill the generals? Why not end it faster? Because killing them won't change the system, Varnak said. But fear? Fear spreads. Faster than bullets. Suddenly, a low buzz filled the air. Another drone. But this one was KR and Dash, made. It flew fast and low, searching for life signs. A recon unit. If it saw them, it would call for reinforcements. Sakra aimed her weapon. We have to shoot it down. Wait, Varnak said. The drone passed overhead. Then, without warning, crack. A shot from the east. The drone exploded in midair. Metal pieces raining down. They ducked for cover, but no second shot followed. Sakra looked up wide-eyed. That was him again. Varnak looked toward the trees. He just saved us for the third time. Then came a new sound. Footsteps. Not fast. Not loud. Careful. Almost respectful. Everyone turned, weapons raised. But it wasn't the sniper. It was a Krin Commander General Lor Vak. Behind him. 5 armored guards in full gear. Varnak's claws tightened on his weapon. What are you doing here? Lorvak smiled coldly. Finishing what you could not. Sakra stepped forward. You knew we were bait. You used us to draw him out. Lorvak didn't deny it. We knew he would watch you. And we knew he wouldn't kill you right away. He likes the game. Trulk tried to sit up. You sent us to die. Lorvak looked at the wounded soldier without care. You were given a purpose. Don't cry about it. Varnak stepped in front of Trulk, body tense. And now what? We track him, Lorvak said. We have a satellite in orbit. It caught heat movement East Ridge. That's where he fired from. We move now. Varnak's voice was low. If you go after him like that, you'll die. Lorvak laughed. You think I fear one human? Varnak didn't move. You should. Lorvak motioned to his guards. Stand aside. Sakra held her. Weapons steady. We're not part of your team anymore. Lorvak paused. Treason then? Varnak didn't blink. Survival. The tension cracked like glass. Then something hit the ground between them. A small blinking device. Everyone froze. It was a grenade, but not Krintech. Human. Varnak grabbed Trulk. Down. The explosion rocked the forest, but it didn't kill. It was a flashbang light. Sound forced. In the confusion, a new voice rang out close. Very close. You were warned. The human sniper stepped from the shadows. First time they had seen him up close. Tall, calm, rifle on his back. No fear in his eyes. He looked directly at Lorvak. You send soldiers to die for you, but you won't bleed for them. Lorvak aimed his pistol, but he was too slow. Cracked. The sniper's sidearm fired once. Lorvak dropped. Instantly shoulder hit. Screaming. The guards froze. The sniper didn't aim at them, he just stared. "Leave this planet," he said. No shout. No threat, just words like iron. "Next time, I won't miss your head." The guards carried Lorvek away without a fight. Varnak stood still, unsure if he was next, but the sniper looked at him and nodded. Then he turned and walked back into the woods. No sound, no trail, gone like a ghost. Sakura whispered, "Why didn't he kill us?" Varnak answered slowly, "Because we listened." The jungle felt different now. Still deadly, still dark, but something had shifted. The sniper had spared them. Not once, not twice, but again and again, and Varnak couldn't stop thinking about why they had set up camp inside the remains of an old transport crawler. The walls were bent, the roof half missing, but it offered shelter. Trulk rested with his eyes closed. His breathing had steadied. The human medicine was still keeping him alive. Sakura sat near the entrance, rifle on her lap, staring into the trees. "I don't trust it," she said quietly. "No one helps the enemy this many times, not without wanting something." Varnak sat across from her, head bowed. "He's not helping us. He's helping them, the weak, the civilians, the forest, this planet." Sakura frowned. "But he's a soldier." Varnak looked at her. "Not anymore." That night Varnak couldn't sleep. A voice in his head kept repeating what the sniper had said. "You send soldiers to die for you, but you won't bleed for them." Was that what Varnak had become? A commander too blind to see the truth? Before the war, Varnak had been proud. He believed in honor, in the Empire's power. But now, after watching this single human outthink and outshoot everything they sent, he was no longer sure. At dawn, the signal came. The Krin fleet had returned. They were ready to send a new wave of troops, hundreds, maybe thousands. The sniper's warning meant nothing to High Command. Sakra, read the message aloud. "All survivors must report to Beacon Point 9. Immediate extraction. Reinforcements landing in 4 hours." Varnak didn't move. Sakura looked at him. "We should go." He said nothing. Trulk coughed and slowly sat up. "If more soldiers come, they'll die. He'll pick them off one by one." Varnak finally stood. "He doesn't want war. He wants us to leave." Sakura stood beside him. "You think we can stop this?" "No," Varnak said. "But we can warn them." They packed what little they had and started moving. It took them 2 hours to reach the beacon tower. Once there, they found other Krin survivors, 5 scouts, a comms officer, and a badly injured medic. They all had the same look in their eyes. Fear. They had seen him. 2. One of the scouts grabbed Varnak's arm. "He killed our sniper squad in seconds. We never even saw him." The comms officer added, "He destroyed a supply convoy yesterday. One shot hit the engine block. The whole thing exploded." Sakura asked, "Did he kill anyone else?" The officer shook his head. "Only those holding weapons. He let the injured crawl away." Varnak stepped forward and addressed them all. "This isn't a ghost or a myth. He's real. He's a human sniper trained for war, but he fights with a purpose. He warned us. We ignored it. He gave us chances. We wasted them." One of the scouts said, "What do we do now?" Before Varnak could answer, the sniper's voice came again, this time through the beacon speaker. He had hacked it. "I gave you time," he said. "You didn't use it." The sky above them lit up. Kr and drop pods were entering the atmosphere, hundreds of them. The invasion had begun, but something felt wrong, too easy, too obvious. Then Varnak saw it. A series of red flashes from the west ridge. The sniper was signaling, "Don't move. Stay down." Varnak shouted, "Take cover." The moment he said it, explosions erupted in the sky. Anti-air mines. Dozens of them. Hidden by the sniper. Triggered by heat. The first wave of drop pods exploded. Before they even touched the ground, fire rained from the sky. The jungle shook. One by one, Krin soldiers died before stepping onto the battlefield. The sniper had mined the skies. Sakura crawled behind a broken antenna. How did one man set all that up? Varnek's voice was hollow. He planned this for weeks, maybe longer. He knew exactly how they'd come. And he turned the sky into a trap. The beacon speaker crackled again. "I warned you," the sniper said. "Now they bleed." Then silence. The flames lit up the dark clouds above. The jungle was burning. And yet, in all the chaos, not a single human troop had fired a shot. Just one man, one rifle. And now the Krin Empire was starting to understand. They hadn't invaded a planet. They had stepped into a sniper's world. Smoke filled the sky above Drovik 6. The land was burning. The trees were on fire. Hundreds of Krin drop pods had been destroyed before they touched the ground. The air smelled of melted metal, dust, and death. Varnek lay on the dirt beside a broken wall, his helmet cracked, breathing hard. Around him, stunned survivors whispered in fear. Not about an army. Not about machines. But about a man, one human, a sniper. He had done this. Sakura crawled toward Varnek, eyes wide, blood on her armor. How can one soldier stop an invasion? Varnek didn't answer right away. His mind was frozen. He had seen war. He had fought for honor, for the Empire. But nothing had prepared him for this. This wasn't a battle. This was a warning. The speaker crackled again. Same voice, calm, cold, always in control. "I told you to go home." Everyone listened. Even the jungle seemed to listen. "I gave you mercy," the voice continued. "But mercy has a limit. This is the last time." The connection cut. Varnek stood slowly, knees weak. He could have killed us all. He chose not to. Trulk, sitting nearby, whispered, "He controls everything. The land, the sky, the fear." Sakura looked up at the smoke. "We brought thousands. He needed no one." Another ship landed far in the distance, heavily guarded, massive. High-rank Krin commanders stepped out with elite troops. They had not seen the battles. They didn't know what waited for them. Varnek looked at the others. "I'm going to stop them." Sakura blinked. "What?" "I'm going to tell them what we saw," he said. "All of it. The truth." "They won't believe you, Trulk." Sighed. "They don't need to believe me," Varnek replied. "They need to feel the fear." He walked toward the new commander, stepping over debris and bodies. His armor was broken, his weapon gone, but his voice was steady. The commander turned and sneered. "You survived?" Varnek nodded. "Barely," the commander laughed. "And where is this human ghost? Still hiding in the trees?" "No," Varnek sighed. "He's waiting, watching, choosing his next shot." The commander scoffed. "We're bringing 10,000 troops next cycle. We will take this planet. He can't stop that." Varnek looked him in the eyes. "He doesn't need to stop. All of us, he only needs to break our will, and right now. He's winning." The commander stepped forward. "You fear one human?" Varnek didn't move. "I respect one human," he said. "Because I faced him. I watched him spare the weak, destroy the strong, and vanish like smoke." The commander raised his hand to silence him, but Varnek kept speaking. "He's not just a sniper, he's a message. He's proof that one man, with enough skill and purpose, can control an entire war." Silence followed, then another sound. A small crack in the distance. Everyone froze. Red dot danced across the commander's chest. Didn't breathe. Then the dot vanished. No shot. Just a reminder. A whisper in the wind. Varnek turned to the commander. "You're not the one in control anymore. He is." Later that night, the remaining Krin survivors gathered their wounded. A vote was taken. They would leave, not out of defeat. Out of fear. Out of respect. The next day, the Krin warships pulled away from Drovik 6. Silent, shaken. And deep in the hills, the human sniper stood on a cliff, watching them go. He removed his mask for the first time. His face was calm. Scarred, focused dot he turned and disappeared. Into the trees. His job was done. He had protected the planet. He had sent his message, and now, his story would spread across the stars, a story of a single human. The one May called, the ghost with a rifle, the one you never want to see, the sniper who ends wars before they begin.